It's like the best video ever.
This is crazy.
We got 25 minutes. We gotta go.
Man, I love that intro more and more every time.
Me too. Welcome everybody to the Say That channel. We're happy to have you with us on our very third episode.
Indeed.
3.
Welcome. And I got excited when I saw the name when I was getting on a couple minutes ago. I was just like, oh, what are we talking about? Oh man. What about your friend? If I could hit that note.
What about your friends? That is exactly right. I'm excited. We got the 25-minute countdown going.
I was getting that set up myself right now. I will get it taken care of. We're going to do a 20. We want to make sure we stay in integrity with what we said. Boom, we are gone. Let's go.
Okay. So today's question, what about your friends, right? And now you have me singing the song in my head. So should I buy from my friend? That is a big question. So here we are. Many of us are new to entrepreneurship. Many of us are new to relationship or network marketing. And so you have this amazing product, you have this amazing service, and you're like, my friends are going to love this. It is awesome. It is better than any of the others that are on the market. And you go to your friends and your friends are like, that's great, but I saw that protein shake cheaper on Amazon, right? Or not even the same one, obviously not the same one, but a protein shake on Amazon cheaper. Or, that's great, but, I actually... help me out, Winston. I know we had a list.
Well, I'm thinking, no. Well, I'm thinking like whether it's the lashes, I want to say press-on nails. I don't want to call them fake nails. I'm not as familiar with the product, but the press-on nails. The waist trainers, the different products from. I've seen people now where I don't know if this company is I don't know if it still works within the relationship marketing or if it does affiliate marketing. But women that come to the gym now, they're wearing all these different straps. I mean, I've seen some now, even with products again outside of that, where it's just electricity or whatever their friends, whatever your friend's offering is. The idea is that your friend's excited about it, right? Like Janelle said, and then they come to you and they're like, so you're ready to help me? And you're like, well, and go ahead, Jay.
And then there's the question, right? Yeah. Should you buy from your friend, right? If this is your friend and they're excited about what they have and it's something that you actually use, right? So I'm not saying that you won't use it, you'll never use it or anything. I'm saying this is something that like you actually use. Should you buy from your friend? Even if you can find what they have for potentially a cheaper price. Should you buy from your friend? That is the question. So we have about 20 minutes left on the clock after that introduction. I'm going to go ahead and start. I want to build a network and a community of people who are all selling amazing things that can help me, things that can help my family, things that can help my other friends. And so we're all eating, right? That's the way I feel. I'm like, okay, so if you have something I want, absolutely, I'm gonna support you. I will buy whatever it is, even if it is more expensive than an Amazon or Walmart or some other website, whatever. I will buy from you because I know you, I trust you. I will go ahead and buy from you. And in kind, I would actually expect you to do the same thing. My thing is like, look, I don't want us to all have a seat at the table. I want us to bring the damn table and for us all to have something on the table to be sharing up and offering to the whole group of people. So that's what I get excited about, because that's actually what I want to build. Is I want to build a community of people who all bring something to the table and we're all supporting each other in that way. That's my opinion. Sam.
We definitely got to get these buzzers in. And it's interesting because ordinarily, well, I would say we often disagree, but I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying. But the way I look at this question, and because of the fact that now even some of the industries that I've named, there can just be this easy sense of, well, you should buy from me. Well, what if I have multiple friends that are doing, and I'm this isn't necessarily something that maybe happens in a lot of people's lives, but if you have a lot of people who are doing businesses, that's what's happened over the last year for sure, we've seen an explosion in people who've just taken off and started doing their own business. And all of a sudden now I have a friend that are, or a bunch of friends that are selling products that the need thing is what you brought up. That's interesting. Because there are people who reach out to me, and the truth is I just don't need the product. And yet I think there's this sense of you should still support me. And I think that's where sometimes we get lost. So here's where, for me, even the challenge, even as I want to build my business aggressively, I go back and forth between the mindset of I really did wish, I honestly felt that the people who I'm sharing everything with really could use my products. Does that make sense? Like, I really do want them to get excited about my service. I really do want them to, because at the end of the day, I don't want to feel like I'm selling to my friends. And I think maybe that's where some of the people who feel like they're being sold to, it comes off of. Because I know that there's times when people have reached out to me and they've hit me with that, well, if you're my friend, you'd support me. And in my mind, I'm like, but you don't pay my bills. I know that's messed up to say. And again, it's wild because I'm in this business. And here's the thing, that when you ask the question, and I started thinking about this, Jay, and this is definitely probably off the topic, but it started to kind of work into my psychology of why I may have struggled at times in this type of a business. It's this idea of wanting or not wanting to be sold, right? So it's like, I think you go to like last episode, please, for everybody who's just maybe tuning on for the first time, definitely go check out last week's episode. It was amazing. We were talking about training and why it's important, or why you shouldn't. You got to go listen to see what we discussed. But I think about training, and I think about something that they said where it's like, you got to sell yourself. 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 You got to sell yourself, right? It's like, Winston, why you're repeating it so much? Because they always say you have to sell yourself. And so when I hear your questions, like, do you have to support myself? And I hear the hesitation in my heart to be like, everybody's not, you know what I mean? Like, what's really support? And that's, I think, one of the questions I started asking you. It's like, well, what does it really mean to buy or support from you? Is it a one-time thing? Because is that really going to build a massive network? Is it, referring people to you? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, where do we really get value from helping a friend build a business or support them in building a brand? So I do agree with you. And I think, you know what it is? I think it feels like the question's a great one. And I think that's why I'm struggling with it, because it feels like something that needs like compartments or needs
if this, then that.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oh, what's that called? See, this is why it's awesome to have a partner that's a professor, right? I mean, like I post things on Instagram. It's like, this is grammatically incorrect, right? No one will understand what you're trying to convey by what you just wrote. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's where the comma goes there. No, so go ahead. If not, then no. So go ahead. Does that make sense though?
Right. So if this, fill in the blank, then that, fill in the blank.
Well, think about what you even said in the beginning.
Let's fill in the blank. If I can afford what my friend is selling, right, then fill in the blank. If you can afford it, should you buy it? It's your friend.
This is without the context of what we talked about with it being more expensive.
In the
that's the if. There we go.
In the context, it's still okay. So if, right, I can afford it. That's the first if. If I can afford it, and if it's more expensive for my friend than it is elsewhere, then
it depends. Then I think it depends, and I think the audience would agree. Then I think it depends. Because there's two things you said that often we run into in this. It's sharing it with a friend, and there may be some truth to this, and we listen to Vosi, and there's probably some truth to this. Them affording it is relative. And I think from what we've built in our past, like that's a relative term, because what we've, I think, struggled with, or what maybe we have a deeper heart with, why one of the reasons we do this show is we want to educate people around their mindsets. So often we find our friends where it's like, can they afford it? And that's the real question. Can they? Because they probably don't have a ton of discretionary income, right? They probably don't have like an abundance just sitting there. And at that point, and this just may be me, it feels like we're taking and not giving. And what you really want is to come join my business. Come join my business and let's do this together so that we can both have all this, financial freedom and stuff. But you know what I mean? But it doesn't, it may not often go that route. And so I think you fall back into that space. Again, when I said that to you, most services or products that are in this industry, let's be honest, in order for that person to truly get value, what do we really need from our friends or customers or clients? We need
continue buying.
We continue, and so that's my thing to you, Jay. When you say this, and that's why I said I just feel like we need a little bit more and if then, right, around the question, because can I continue doing it, or is that support? Hey, I'll do this for you with a year. I can do this for a couple months to support you, and then that's why I go back to. But if I felt like you really could use this product or service, right? Then to me, it becomes an automatic. It's not me selling you. You needed this, and I just gave you the hookup. But I don't know if that's the angle that a lot of us take in this in our pursuit to build our empires. Because I'll be honest about myself. I know I definitely did not in the beginning, for sure, and I struggle with that maybe even some days now.
Right.
Often I feel like I'm doing this because I need to eat. Right. My family needs to eat, and whether you need it or not, I'm going to convince you. Does that, you know what I mean? There's that.
It's like, what's his name? I don't remember this guy's name. Is it Gordon? Might be his last name. But when he goes.
Gordon, no, that's the.
No. He goes, yeah. Sell me this pen.
Oh, yeah. From The Wolf of Wall Street. Yep.
The Wolf of Wall Street. And it's like, it is. If you come in there and you're like, I need you to get this pen, right? Like, that's selling. But if I wouldn't even say selling. That's like the creepy thing that nobody likes. But if you're like, so how can this pen service you? Like,
the values of the pen.
Do you need to sign something right now? Oh, well then do you have a pen? No, you need to buy this. It's $2. Like, you're like finding a need and servicing the need. Then that's what creates that's a huge difference. And you're right. I think if that's the mindset that you come with your friends, like, no, but you need this. Like you were just saying the other day that you wanted to lose your like inches on your waist. So having this waist trainer would solve that problem that you just said. You just said if you had a way that like you could even out your skin tone, then like you were just looking for that. Well, I have this way that could like even your skin tone, like, I was looking for a way to like do my nails and not have to like mess them up all the time. Well, like I have it. I have this way that you can like do that, right? Like if you as the person who just got started, you're really excited about your product or service, that if that's how you come and approach it, I think it's a completely different mindset. Then the friend is like, oh yeah, you're right. I did say I needed that. And you got it. Okay. Like,
well, and again, there's that good point that you bring up. It's the need part. So it's like did we have a conversation about this? Was there a sense of that, to me that makes it seem easier. Like if there were all, if all of your exposures or, whatever one-on-ones or, opportunity meetings were structured that way, where that person came to you. I used to think of it as in my profession, in my profession with like personal training, I used to think, the reason why I was able to have so much success is I already overcame, to me, and maybe this was the difference between my mindset and a lot of the other trainers, and honestly probably built on how real estate was for me as well. If you come into the gym, I've already overcome the biggest objection that I believe that you have. That's the way I used to look at it. If you come in and they tell me that I have an appointment with you, whether you bought or not, that part I didn't always control. But to me, the biggest objection, which was, can I get this person to come into the gym to work out? That's the hardest thing any trainer has to do, or get them to show up to whatever, or maybe now in this world, show up to the Zoom or the FaceTime, right? Like make sure they answer the phone. But at the time when it was brick and mortar, I looked at it and I said, what is the biggest objection that I have to getting this person in here? And I literally remember thinking, wait, they scheduled the meeting and I have it on my calendar. Yeah, they may not show up. Again, I'm not saying this is a perfect analogy, but I'm just using it as a sense of, wouldn't it be awesome? We've been in, again, just businesses where they're like, it's not like you have a thing on your face that says, I sell, please fill in whatever marketing or, you know, company you represent, and or a shirt that says it, right? And people are like, wait, is that shirt mean that you are in a multi or network marketing company that I can join up with you for a small upfront fee and then help build a large organization throughout the country? It's like, no one's doing that. Like, it'd be great if we can have, you know, like they do college fairs. It'd be great if we could just set up a booth at a place and be like, yo, you see that company, they're selling you an opportunity to join, and I don't want to name a company and get in trouble. I don't know the YouTube laws yet, but you're willing to join X company and go work for them, or this law firm and go work for them. Hey, we're a network marketing company. And if you're willing to come and do recruiting, which you may end up doing in some other companies, in most instances, we can pay you significantly more. And you actually have the ability to pass this on to your kids. It's like, no one's teaching a lot of these things, I guess, in the schools that we went to. And I know this is a little, like I said, off topic. But when we go back to
thinking about that, I just had like a light bulb.
No, sure.
You're absolutely right. I recruit for, right, like my
absolutely,
right,
absolutely.
And this is, I'm sorry, just to be clear, not my network marketing business. I'm talking about my other job. I recruit for them. That is my title. I'm in charge of recruitment, admissions and recruitment. So imagine if every single genetic counselor, like imagine if every single student or person that I recruited become a student of genetic counseling, and then they ended up graduating, getting a job to become a genetic counselor. Imagine I made a percentage of their salary. And then they went ahead and did the same thing. And they were like, hey, Janelle, I know someone who would be great for this profession. They recruited that person to be a genetic counselor. And then they made a percentage of that genetic counselor's salary.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like what we do. I'm sorry. I just got like light bulb. I'm like, holy cow, well, that's what we do.
Well, do you know why it's so funny? I remember the first time being on a flight where I got the pamphlet from one of the attendants, and they were giving it to me, and they're like, "Hey, you want to sign up for American Airlines card? Hey, you want to sign up for American Airlines? You want to sign?" I remember sitting there, and I'm just like, "Oh, cool. Hey, what's this little code on the back?" And she was just like, "Oh, well, you know, when you do it, if you use my code, you know," or she was like, "Whose code is that?" And she's like, "Oh, that's such and such's code. Like, there's another flight attendant on the flight. We get a credit for this." And I go, "Oh." And I started thinking, wait, where have I seen this
credit
before?
Or a commission?
They get, she calls it a credit. So I don't know if that's money that's only in their ecosystem that maybe pays for things within their flights or clothing. I don't know, but she said credit. So I figured the denomination may be important because maybe they can't say that they're paying them money because that's probably illegal because they are salaried employees. But what are they doing? Similar to you, they're recruiting people for their organization and getting them to purchase things for them, and they all share it as a team amongst the probably the pilot and the other flight attendants are also in on this. So if they get you one, whoever, we give it out equally, so there's no one who's saying someone's playing favorites. They all had it on their things, they shuffled it up, and literally were just giving them out. I really thought to myself, man, I've seen this in the supermarket. I've seen this in Target. I remember asking the woman at Target, why do they have you pushing the thing? Oh, if we get this many of them, they give you this as a bonus. Really? So if I sign up for the Target card, they don't get a percentage of what I'm spending at Target, which is where you were just kind of talking about. They don't get that good money. They don't get that money, but just get some small money just so they can get me to get Target the big money. And I used to see it in my work as well, where they used to have us, it'd be, oh, Winston, if you happen to know somebody who is interested in becoming a personal trainer, we'll give you $500 when they get past this stage, and then we'll give you another $500. So if I'm really trying to bank on that, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do that. And how many people naturally go, hey, I work at a X place, and they have an opening? That's an easy recruitment. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't have to do anything with there's no rejection for me.
I am officially a recruiter. That is my next professional title. Yeah. I'm a recruiter, literally.
You do it all the time, though. I mean, think about when we talk about with food. You do it. I mean, your fish stories, like or the salmon. That's like the best thing ever. But isn't that kind of what that is? Yeah. Hey, I'm getting customers. There is no one. Again, the minute this gets turned ugly is if you go, the company pays me to tell you how good the fish is. It's
no, actually, that's not true. Some people would be like, they pay you to tell me how good the fish is? Like, how can I get it on that?
But boom, those are the two people that we're talking about. These people are going to get into our businesses and thrive. And the person who goes, oh, struggles with the idea of selling. I'm telling you, you meet people and you say to them, "Oh, but you sell," they are appalled. I never, never. How dare you? And then use after you use the corny
Because
joke.
it's
Well,
usually
stop selling me on you not wanting to sell, right?
well,
You
it's
go.
like it's like what you said. Like people think selling is taking away something from your friend. Somehow
But
that is what people think selling is, but that's not it.
I think we were taught that though. I honestly think that we were taught that. That's the thing. So even when you're saying this now, what I wanted to talk to you about, even with this question, and I'm flashing this for Jay so she knows.
Okay. We gotta wrap up.
Well, we'll be under 5 minutes. So the thing that I wanted to talk about, as I said, like the deeper psychologist, this deeper maybe psychological background to a lot of this stuff is where did we get this thing from not wanting to buy from people and wanting to necessarily buy from stores or organizations. So that's the thing I wanted to really get into. And you said friends, and I said, well, cool. But am I really trusting my friend made this, or does my friend just represent something that they're just here to go, hey, go do this, but they've done no research? So when you say that, some saying like, but did my friend really do their research? Does my friend even really use this product?
Like,
or are they
all
just
of Steve Jobs' friends Android users? Because they're like, I know him, so like it's weird. So I don't want to buy from him because I know him. So I'm gonna get it because I don't.
So that's where I go back to the product. If the product offers enough value and it can be explained well, I think it becomes am I really buying from my friend, or am I really just supporting myself? Because then whatever I'm getting is really a question of, does this product or service, or whatever, does this really add value to my life and my family? Or am I just giving my friend money where I can just give you a couple dollars or whatever to say? That's the thing when you said it, because I really thought about our business and I thought, where do we really struggle? Is it that people didn't get in, or people didn't support? Or did they just not stay? Did they not continue to support? Why do restaurants and businesses close? Do people not want pizza anymore? Do they not want Chinese food or clothing? Do they not want books? They don't read? No, I just don't think it's as simple as that. Businesses close because there's a service or something that becomes better. And you brought it up, Jay, more affordable. So it's like, do I really want to help my friend, or do I want to spend $50 more?
Android is cheaper than the iPhone.
Boom. That's such a great way of looking at it. That is an absolute great. I mean, that's actually a really cool way to close it out. Oh man. No, thank you so much, you guys. So Jay, what are I thought this was good. We could actually, there's a couple questions that I thought about that actually came out of this one, but what did we get in terms of the messages? Because I know we created a Instagram, guys, so you guys can DM us on Instagram. You can follow us there. You can definitely follow us on our social media platforms. We'll definitely give that up to you guys next week. Drop questions there, but I know we had some things. So Jay, what were the two that we had gotten in that people were looking to ask next week?
So next week, we can ask the question. We can continue this theme on friends. I think it would be helpful because we just got on another topic that I think is really key that we need to talk about. And let's continue this discussion on Instagram. So if you follow us on Instagram, SayThat Channel on Instagram, please follow us. Tell us what you think. Tell us your answer to this question, to these questions that we brought up. But I think we can talk about, my friends and family don't support my business. Should I cut them off? I think that's still a good question to ask. And the other, maybe a side question to that is, am I selling to my friends? Do you feel like you're selling to your friends, or do you feel like you're adding value to
my friends? That's really, really good. So and lastly, guys, oh, sorry, Jay. Well, the last thing I was going to say is check us out also on Clubhouse. We're jumping on there, having some chats. We had a really interesting talk about what we looked at the travel industry and how things were going there. Just a really, really interesting conversation we had. People jumped on. So definitely check us out on Clubhouse. We will definitely get all of our information up in the information box below this video. So definitely follow us on all our Instagram handles, and great talking to you guys. And as always, close us out, Jay.
And as always, just remember, you deserve the good life.
Say that.